What is up, comic fans? This past weekend at Heroes Con was an absolute blast. It was a 10 out of 10. It was a one-of-a-kind experience in so many ways. And one of those ways was the experience that we had with Daniel Warren Johnson. That's what we're going to be focused on in this video today. We're going to be looking at what happened, as well as some footage from getting to meet him and watching him do his work in person. It was absolutely phenomenal. If you want to see it, don't go anywhere. Hit the thumbs up and check this out. Shout out to the channel sponsors, Big Time Collectibles, JustinComicx over on Instagram, and as always, the ABX Comics and Games. The links to all the sponsors are in the description. So like I said, went to Heroes Con in Charlotte, North Carolina this past weekend. Over 40 community members from right here on YouTube and Instagram strong. It was a blast. We kicked it off in huge fashion. We were pretty much very recognized in the con by other vendors and other people. It was just fun. We had a blast from start to finish. I didn't go there with very many goals. I wasn't trying to pick up any one specific book. I wasn't trying to check anything off a list. I was just going to let the con tell me what I'm getting. But there was one item that I absolutely had intentions for. And I shared this picture right here on my Instagram last Thursday, I believe. The brand new book, Void Rivals, introduces readers to Image Comics' take on Transformers and G.I. Joe. They just acquired these properties from IDW, losing the rights to it. They introduced them quietly in this brand new series called Void Rivals. So you might want to check out picking it up if you haven't already. But after the book released, this poster right here was sent out to LCSs. My shop, ABX Comics and Games, had it waiting for me when I got there, knowing I was looking forward to this. Featured on the poster is none other than Jetfire, drawn by Daniel Warren Johnson. That same day of release, they announced specifically the titles that would be coming out with the Transformers issue 1 by Daniel Warren Johnson, and then 2 G.I. Joe titles, I believe, by Joshua Williamson. So I immediately changed up my goal. I want this poster signed. I don't need creators just to sign books all the time. When I met Stan Lee, I got him to sign a Hulk action figure and stuff like that. But this poster I wanted signed by Daniel Warren Johnson. Me and the family are big excited, hot on the heels of the new Transformer movie. Definitely love those films. And I decided last week to start diving into Transformer comics. If you watched my Joe Fest video, you saw that that's what I picked up, was a Transformers #1. So knowing that the Transformers and Daniel Warren Johnson were overlapping now, I had to get that signed. So on day one of the con, when we got there, I noticed his line was huge. It was a long wait, and he has a limited window that he signs for, and I wasn't willing to stand in line at that point. I just spent a long time in Jim Steranko's line, and I didn't even plan to do that when I headed that way. So I just figured I'd say, screw it. I'll hit him up on day 2. I'll get there early. I'll get in line. I already had the VIP access, so I can get in 30 minutes early. It'll be a small crowd because I can just rush over there. If anything, just be a few people in. While I'm standing in line, my good friend Mike Becker, who was inside with an exhibitor pass helping his friends out, sent me this photo that Daniel Warren Johnson's signing times are only from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, a 1-hour window. So I knew that people would be probably getting there before me, willing to wait a lot longer than I was. Then I saw that second line. Today's sketching times. Tickets required, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. That's what got me. I started thinking, my wheels started turning. What if I get there and just spend some money and get a sketch from the guy? I've really thought about it. With him taking over Transformers, this is probably the last con that he's going to be as accessible as he is. Previous years, it's pretty easy to go up to Daniel Warren Johnson, meet him, talk to him, get some stuff signed, hang out. This year, he had a huge turnout, way more than last year. I can only assume as time goes, more people are discovering him, but Do a Powerbomb put him over. That book got so much noise off of it. It was so good. Plus that huge Transformers announcement. It's over with. He's going to get more and more difficult to get signatures from, sketches from, all that stuff, which is fantastic. That just is a sign of his success. So I decided I'm going for that sketch. I'm going for it. This is my year. So while I'm in line, I'm talking to Pops. I'm like, as soon as they let us down the escalators, I'm going to book it. And I'll see you over there. I'll call you when I'm done, kind of thing. He's like, go get it. They let us down the escalators, and they wouldn't let us onto the con floor. They had these security guard people where the right hand wasn't communicating with the left hand. And as I'm coming down, I just decided to push through the crowd and walk right past them. It kind of caused a scene. They started yelling at me and fussing at me. And I told them to hit their walkie-talkie and to call down for somebody, because we were given access in per the paid agreement with the con. We were given access in per the people who literally led us down the escalators. We were told that we can come in. And while I'm kind of fussing with them, still moving toward Daniel's booth, I see Pops break through the herd. They start fussing at him. And about that time, one of the actual con workers comes running up, screaming to let everyone in. So I just turned around and sprinted to Daniel's table, got over there, made it, got a ticket, and got put on the list. And I have some fantastic footage from hanging out over there with Becker, DJ, Tylox. There was a lot of us kicking it, waiting on Daniel to get there to get to sketching. So let's check out some of that fantastic footage. We're at Daniel Warren Johnson's booth. He's on the way down to get ready for the head sketches for the day. Very limited number. Only 10 tickets available. We got two. We got Mrs. Links in the spot. My guy Chip Gettler. Definitely tune back in and show you guys what we got.
They really don't even.
Boom. Getting ready. But in the meantime, there's Tylox's mullet again. Everyone loves the Tylox mullet. Extra hair so she don't fall off. Wow, hits the ground running.
Wow. So really chunky. It's fun. I like drawing it with it quicker than a brush because it doesn't go dry on me.
So that was the piece that he was drawing of Optimus for the gentleman in front of us in line. There's one guy in front of us when we got back with our tickets at the right time to get stuff drawn. So I was wanting to get an Optimus piece. The gentleman in front of me did, and DJ said he was planning on getting an Optimus piece. And I'm like, I got to switch it up. So when Daniel got there, I was talking to him and I asked, who are you enjoying drawing? Which one do you like to draw? And he said, Jazz. And he lit up like a Christmas tree. And I kind of deflated. He looked like bummed. He's like, oh no, I'm sorry. You don't like Jazz? I'm like, dude, Jazz is fine. But in this style, Jazz is a Porsche. And to my kids, Mirage is a Porsche because we just saw the new movie. And I want the kids to be excited about this piece as well. Then it just went off like 1,000 light bulbs in my head. I said, have you drawn any of the Beast machines yet from the Beast Wars? He lit up and he said, I have never drawn any of them in my life. I'm like, I need Optimus Primal. So we pulled out our phone. We pulled up a good reference photo of just him standing there in a stock position. And I got the first ever drawing of Optimus Primal by Daniel Warren Johnson. So Finn's going to freak out on this one. You know, everyone's looking for Optimus. With the Rise of the Beast out, we're going with Optimus Primal.
No, you gotta get them. So, where they are. They're right this one. Yeah, so I have 3 Porsche riders. How much is it? 2 seconds in full? No,
I feel like between Murder Falcon and Do a Power Bomb, whichever one you read first is going to be one of your favorite stories. And it's like they're kind of on the emotional same beats for me.
It resonates so well because I lost my mom. You know what I mean? So when I flipped that last page, I forgot about the
Yes, it's coming out amazing. There it is.
Let me sign those for you.
Sure. Daniel, working on DJ's piece now.
throw it on the pile. We need another throw it on the pile.
So we'll have the Optimus Primal and the Optimus Prime. So there it was, him in the act drawing Optimus Prime and Primal. His art is phenomenal. It translates so well to Transformers. And on top of that, Later in the day, after his signing times were done, me and the crew were just walking around, kind of hitting the back issues, just hanging out. And he kept popping up next to us at booths, picking up little copies of Transformers from vendors. It looked like maybe getting reference pieces and stuff. And every time he walked up, we would hit him with the "Hey!" and he would just laugh. We did it every time we saw him. We did it every time we saw our homies. We just did it all the time at the con, to the point that other vendors were doing it back to us. And I finally asked him, "You signing again today?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'll be over there at this time." And it wasn't on his board. So me and DJ and the group, we went back over there and we got a lot of stuff signed. And I'm very happy to say I was able to get my poster signed right there above the V and Void Rivals. So he signs it extra big. I know it looks small, but that poster is huge. There's that one. And DJ was able to get stuff signed, and it just worked out perfectly. And then on top of all that, like, just look at this thing. The first ever Daniel Warren Johnson drawing of Optimus Primal. There's a lot of Optimus pieces out there. There's a lot of Megatron pieces out there. There will only ever be one first drawing of Optimus Primal. It's great. He shared it on his social media, all that. I also picked up a copy of Transformers issue number 8. If you saw my haul video from Monday, I did a recap for the whole con and showed you that. But I saved this piece back to share on this stream. This is a gorgeous piece done by the phenomenal artist, Brian Silverbacks, good friend, Coco Loves Chevy from Instagram. John, he had Brian set up and he was over there working his booth with him and went over there, hung out, talked to him, and got this amazing piece. The dude's art is ridiculous. So it was a great year for Transformer fans. It really is just a good year all around. It was such a good time. I just had to take a separate video to share that story and share that experience. It was fantastic. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of Image Comics' new Energon universe. Have you checked out Daniel Warren Johnson's phenomenal storytelling and art in pages like Murder Falcon, Do a Powerbomb, Space Mullet, Wonder Woman, Dead Earth? The dude never misses. He's a phenomenal creator. One of the best of the best. But that's going to wrap it up. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit that join button, and join the Legion. And until next time, as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.